What is up, guys? Evan here, back with another TNT Bricks video. Today we are going to be talking about essential tools you are going to need for your Bricklink store. All right, you are absolutely going to need this thing. We're going to start with this thing. This is a funnel tray. A funnel tray is what allows you to dump pieces into the tray, find your piece, and you know the pieces aren't going to go flying all off the tray because it's got the edges on the side. And then you can pour the pieces back. So if you want, I can do a demonstration. So let's say I have my pieces stored in this bricks and minifigs cup, right? And somebody ordered this, well, let me pour it first. So I have my pieces in here, and then somebody ordered this brown dish, cool. All the pieces, where do they go? They just go back in that tray, or the cup. They just go back in the cup. Just pour them back into the cup. So boom, I don't have to worry about the pieces flying off everywhere. And when you're in a drawer, high intensity picking scenario, it's gonna come in very handy. Now, unfortunately, apparently these are really hard to get in the rest of the world. Apparently in the US, we are blessed with these things through Amazon. So take a look at what you can see, what you can get in your area. If you can get them on Amazon, good for you. If you can't, I've heard that Kiwi Brick Exchange actually does 3D printing of his own type of funnel tray, and apparently that does very well in that area of the globe. So go hit them up, all right? Next tools you're gonna need, guys, you're gonna need some sort of sorting tray, and I personally recommend a cafeteria tray like this. So my way of sorting is that I'm sliding pieces on the table, right? So if I'm sorting slopes, right, and I'm looking for 45-degree angle slopes, I'm going to slope them to the right, slide them to the right, and then everything else will go into my lap on this cafeteria tray. Now, why you want a cafeteria tray specifically is so that you have the walls around the edges so that pieces aren't just flying off of it, and it stays pretty contained. Now, if you need something a little more heavy duty, well, then don't you worry. Because you can, guess what? I'm not kidding when I say the sterilite drawers are just the greatest things on earth. You could do the same thing with these things, and because the walls are super tall, nothing's ever gonna fly off of it. It just doesn't have as much surface area as a cafeteria tray, so experiment, all right? Next thing you're gonna need, guys, you are going to need a computer or a laptop. I know. I feel like it should be obvious enough, but you know, you never know. You're gonna need some sort of computer or laptop to be running your Bricklink store. And the reason is because it will make adding pieces doable, possible. You're also, in addition, with having a computer or laptop, you're gonna need some sort of webcam setup so that you can scan your pieces into Brickstore, Bricker, or whatever inventory thing you use. I'm gonna post an example of that now. So I got an example of some pieces here that I wanna put into my store, right? But obviously, they're not in the store yet. So we're gonna take a piece. Let's take this cool piece. I found this earlier today. This is a trans neon yellow old hinge plate. So we're gonna put it down here. Now this little setup, I got a little, I don't know what this thing is. It's just like an organizer holder, but I have a piece of paper here with the box drawn around and some tape on the side to, you know, map out where the piece is gonna go. And then I got my Logitech webcam sitting right above it. You come over to Brickstore and I'm adding a piece, right? You're gonna click the camera button and then boom, it's gonna show up right here. Go to any, click it, scan, and boom, it is here and it is trans yellow. Oh wow, what is that, $1.57? Cool. So yeah, you're gonna need some sort of webcam setup in the current age. Gone are the days of being an expert of figuring out exactly what Lego piece you're looking at when you can just take a picture of it through Bricking Eyes and everything is solved for you. But it's not, because running a Bricklink store is hard and we know that. So next thing we're gonna talk about, you're gonna need some sort of reference for figuring out what colored pieces you're looking at. And I have this DIY one you can use for the dark gray, brown, and light gray colors. So all I do is take a stack of 1x2 bricks and I start with light gray to light bluish gray, reddish brown, brown, dark gray, and then dark bluish gray. These are the only colors I really have a problem with. If you have other colors that you have problems with, then just do the same thing. And it only takes 6 bricks. I also use a 1x16 brick for determining the length of something, especially for like bars and axles and things that it's not very obvious how long it is. So things like that are very important for scanning parts in efficiently. Next thing you're definitely going to need at some point, I wouldn't say it's necessary of starting out, but you know, you could start at day one, is a picking cart. And a picking cart does not have to be super fancy. It could really just be, you can make it out of your own mind, right? If you really wanted to. You just take some wood and some like wheels, but I went a very economical route by using the Hyper Tough cart. And I got this at Walmart. It's got a folding mechanism. I don't use it for that. And then I basically created my own picking cart for my needs. And we'll go over that right now. So this is the picking cart. Like I said, it's just a fold-up cart I got at Walmart. And I've basically made this into a picking machine contraption. All right. So what we got here is we got a holder for the Sterilite drawers. So I'm a mix of the Acro drawers and the Sterilite drawers. So let me just demonstrate. Let's say somebody ordered some pieces from SD11, doing it one hand, slide it into here, and this holds the drawer. It's not going to go sliding off or anything. It's perfect, right? And then let's say I need to get some pieces out of the, like the dark bluish gray bag, right? This is so hard one-handed, but bear with me. Let's pour some pieces into the tray. Let's say the person only needed like, what, 10 pieces? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So they got 10. You know what? It's just for the example, like I said, one-handed. I'll just show you how the funnel tray works. And then you can just pour the pieces back in. But typically, yeah, you will have some sort of mechanism for transferring the pieces into the drawer here. Then boom, the pieces are there for the order. But this is just an example, so let me just put that back, all right? But regardless, guys, some sort of picking cart will definitely be very helpful for your future success in selling parts on Bricklink, all right? In addition to this, we have a phone holder, which is a gooseneck style phone holder, which I got off Amazon. It's not that great because it shakes a lot, but it does the job for now. And I just put my phone there, and then I just pick the orders by sliding through it right here. And yeah, don't have to hold onto the phone, right? All hands free. And obviously the cart works very well. Here I got some backup trays down there if an order is really big. And this thing is set up to do multiple orders. So each order is represented by a letter. So if I have 3 orders and I want to do it at the same time, this will be for order A, B, C. All the pieces for order A will go into these drawers. And then, like I said, if they get too heavy or too big or whatever, and then they'll go down into there. And the same kind of idea applies to the other letters. So yeah, that's multi-order picking, and that's a little more advanced, but it doesn't really matter. This is the cart, how it moves. It's very nice on carpet. Like I said, this cart was 50 bucks. Can't really say anything bad about it. Gets all around the store. It doesn't go down every aisle, but it does go down the ones that matter. And I just let it chill here. So yeah, very important. So once you get an order and you are going to be shipping it, what are you going to be shipping it, all right? You got some options here. You got some bubble mailers here. These are 2 different sizes. This is a 6 by 9 inch, and this is an 8.5 by 11. You can get these at Walmart. You can also get these at Walmart, but I recommend getting them in a high quantity so that you don't spend as much at Walmart. Some other important things, you're going to need some sort of packaging tape. I use a measuring tape as well for measuring boxes or, you know, rearranging the room. You're going to need some sort of measuring tape, some sort of scissors. You're going to be using scissors like cutting labels or something. I cut my own labels by using the same label printer as the shipping labels, so that works for me. And yeah, those are basically all the things you really need to run a pretty efficient Bricklink store. I can't really think of too many others. So if you guys have any other tools or supplies you could think of being necessary, leave them in the comments below. You're probably going to need some sort of knife though for like opening packages. So do that, but that can be scissors too. Doesn't have to be a knife, right? Let me know, guys. Oh, want to finish it off. Toothbrush. A toothbrush is really good for getting the dust off of pieces and cleaning them up if you don't want to, do like really in-depth cleaning for a piece, right? You can do it real quick, good as new, right? So I would say those are the most important tools you're going to need, other than, again, not sponsored, but a white monster would absolutely be essential for staying sane while running a Bricklink store. Just kidding. You're also going to need some sort of plastic bags as well, mostly for putting pieces into your orders. Unless you just put them all in one bag, you can do that too. I mean, Lego sends us all the pieces in like a few bags, so that's really the problem with that, right? So that should be pretty much it. Like I said, you guys have any other tools or supplies you think I'm forgetting, let me know. This was probably not the kind of video you were expecting, but that is what TNT Bricks is about. Doing all the things that everybody just needs to know more of. Thank you guys for watching. See you soon.